देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री पुरुषोत्तम मास के जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। हरे कृष्णा। So पवित्र पुरुषोत्तम मास,
Hare Krishna. So the auspicious Purushottam month,
भगवान पुरुषोत्तम की महिमा,
we are listening to the glories of the Purushottam Bhagwan, and we'll be listening to Sri Ram Chandra's Katha, and it is organized by the Patni family. So all are with letter P. Purushottam Mas, Purushottam Mahatmya, and Padma Puran, and so we are extremely fortunate that this whole family is engaged in performing devotional service constantly. Yet in this Purushottam month, especially the whole Patni family has again organized a beautiful Katha which is being presented. So I just now got little delayed. I was coming from the temple and I met with someone and he told me, in your temple they perform too much of kirtan. So I just told him that in ISKCON, it's not only kirtan that is more, but everything is more. So how much do we do kirtan? And how many festivals we celebrate? In any other cult or society, there are not as many festivals as we celebrate here. So mostly they celebrate the birth of Ram Janma or Krishna's birth festival. Then we have Gaur Purnima, Varaha Jayanti, Narsim Jayanti, and the appearance and disappearance of great acharyas, scholars. So mostly every day is almost. So that discussion became little longer. So I just told him that we don't just perform kirtan, we celebrate more festivals. And the Shringar of the Lord is also very great or very, very detailed. So the Shringar of the Lord is different in all the different times of prayers, and the way the Lord is decorated. So I just told him that in ISKCON we decorate the Lord also in great detail. We perform many artis as well, because otherwise mostly they do it Sandhya Arti, and that too it's not by people, but it is a pre-recorded Arti and it happens on its own accord. If you count the Artis of ISKCON, so we have Mangla, Narsing, Tulsi, then Guru Arti, Shringar Arati, Bhog Arati, Sandhya Arati. So, in the whole day, how many artis do we perform? So,
हमारे इस्कॉन में ठाकुर जी का श्रृंगार भी अधिक होता है, हमारे इस्कॉन में आरती भी अधिक
so
होती है,
everything
हमारे इस्कॉन
that we do is in great detail, and the devotees also are more.
अब देखो पूरी दुनिया में जहाँ जाओ,
Just wherever you go in the world,
फ्लाइट में एयरपोर्ट
somewhere
यहाँ वहाँ,
on the flight, airport, etc., you will find a devotee
तो हमारे
from
इस्कॉन में
ISKCON.
डिवोटी भी अधिक है। तो उसने कहा दैट्स इट, हो गया आपका? मैंने कहा रुक, और
Is it that's it?
हमारे इस्कॉन में फॉरेन
So I
डिवोटी भी
told
अधिक
that
है।
I want to add more.
आप अन्य
We
सारी
have
संस्था
more.
देख लीजिए, भारतीय संस्था,
Any other Indian organization where you have more of
हमारी संस्था में, हमारे
international devotees,
कितने
but in
फॉरेनर
ISKCON,
विदेशी डिवोटी हैं,
we have international devotees as well, which is nowhere to be found in so much number
भिन्न भिन्न
in other
जाति के
organization.
भक्त भी
And
अधिक है।
we have different types
अन्य
of
धर्म मत
people
संप्रदाय में
from
हमारे
in
वहाँ जैन
other
धर्म है
religion
तो केवल
and
एक ही जाति उनकी डिवोटी है।
caste, etc. So they have
हमारे
only
गुजरात में
one
स्वामीनारायण
type
धर्म
of
है
people.
तो केवल
So in Swaminarayan, also
99% गुजराती लोग हैं
99%
स्वामीनारायण
are
के डिवोटी।
majorly Gujaratis who are
आप
devotees
अन्य
of
संप्रदाय
Swaminarayan.
मताचार्य में चले
If you
जाओ,
go
केवल
to
गुजराती लोग हैं
Vallabhacharya's disciplics,
जो
mostly
स्वामीनारायण के डिवोटी
Gujaratis are following the
हैं। या
same
फिर
as
आप
well.
साउथ में चले जाइए,
If
दक्षिण
you go
भारत
to
में
south,
रामानुज संप्रदाय
then
में साउथ इंडियन
there
अधिक।
majorly in
अन्य
Ramanujacharya
और इस्कॉन में
Sampradaya,
देखिए सारी जाति
mostly
जाति,
South Indian
बंगाली
devotees are
यहाँ
there.
मिल जाएगा,
But
उड़िया तमिल
in
मिल जाएगा,
ISKCON, you will
गुजराती
find
यहाँ मिल जाएगा,
from Gujarati,
यूपी बिहार
Bengali,
यहाँ मिल
Oriya,
जाएगा,
UP, Bihar,
उत्तराखंड, सारी जाति
Uttarakhand.
यहाँ पर मिल जाएगी।
So all the people from all types
सो
of
मेरे यहाँ
places
देरी से
and
आने का एक कारण ये था, और
states
सीधा
will be
ऊपर
there.
जाना था।
So I just want to share one
जब मैंने
philosophical
केवल थोड़ा
point.
ठीक कहा, थोड़ा मुंह बिगाड़ कर कहा कि भाई आपके इस्कॉन में कीर्तन बहुत होता है, मैंने कहा कीर्तन ही अधिक
So
नहीं होता, फेस्टिवल श्रृंगार भी अधिक होता है, आरती भी अधिक होती है, भक्त भी अधिक होते हैं, विदेशी भक्त भी अधिक होते हैं, भिन्न जाति जाति भी अधिक होती हैं, और हमारे इस्कॉन में प्रवचन भी अधिक होता है।
and the discourses also are more in Islam. So we have from 8 to 9 the time for preaching.
होता है, प्रसाद तो
So
11 बजे मिलता है।
9 o'clock they start and the prasad is distributed around 11 o'clock. So that is also more. So Srila Prabhupada was asked, what is ISKCON? So he used to say that this is a teaching center where people are educated. So the lectures are also more here. So I just want to add one more major point. And the prasadam also is in huge quantity and variety as well. So if you go in Mangla, you will get Bal Bhog, and throughout the day, you will get prasadam. Srila Prabhupada ji had this philosophical point that around the radius of ISKCON, there should no be anybody who is going to sleep hungry.
इसलिए प्रसाद खाने के बाद इस्कॉन के भक्त के पेट भी अधिक। पेट भी आप देखो, आप अब यहाँ तो केवल फेस ही दिखाई देता है, यदि पेट दिखाई दे तो पता
if you, so the stomach also is huge for devotees. So the New Year resolution we had discussed that we will progress a lot.
रिजोल्यूशन मैंने लिया और सोचा कि मैं बहुत आगे बढ़ूंगा, लेकिन मैं तो पीछे रह गया, मेरा
But
पेट मेरे से आगे बढ़ गया।
I remained behind, but my stomach increased and
कि चलो कुछ तो आगे बढ़ा.
it went beyond me.
So
So at least there's some
शुरुआत तो इतने
satisfaction
से
that we
होती है
got
कि भाई
something.
आपके इस्कॉन में कीर्तन अधिक होते हैं. मैंने कहा कीर्तन ही अधिक नहीं होता, फेस्टिवल भी अधिक होता है, श्रृंगार भी अधिक होता है, आरती भी अधिक होती है, भक्त भी अधिक होते हैं, फॉरेनर डिवोटी.
So I told him in detail that there's so many things that are more in our organization.
और भक्तों के पेट भी अधिक होते हैं. बोले इतना अधिक अधिक अधिक, इतना कह के वहां से निकल गया. तब मैंने
And then
मन में
he left. Then I was thinking that if there's so much in, like, so I'm sure that this ISKCON was established during the Adhik month or Purushottam month. Then I Googled, because today we can find anything in Google. So I found out that the ISKCON was founded on 13 July 1966. So it was established in 1966. So you have seen that, right? That the date is 13 July and Prabhupada established ISKCON on this day. The Patni family is from business, so just make a calculation. So just keep on adding. So this is 2023, which is going on. So we have this Purushottam month in 2023, and it comes every 3 years. So the last Adhik Mas came in. So that is 2020. So before that, it will be 2020 when it was Purushottam month. And then it was in 2017. And when we did minus 3, then it was in 2014. Then if we did again, then 2011, then 2008, then 2005, and before that it was in 2002. Then it was in 1999. Then if we minus 3 again, then it will be 96. Then 1993, if we go beyond 3 years back, then it will be 1990. So in 1990, it will be in 1987. And before that, it will be in 1984. Then it will be in 1981. And then it would have been in 1978, then 1975, then 72, it was Adhik Mas. And if we go back, then it was in 1969. And 3 years back, it will be in 1966. Therefore, Adhik Mas was in 1966, and in 1966, Srila Prabhupada created a home where everybody can reside. That means that it was established in this Purushottam month. So because in 1966, at the time of Purushottam month, Srila Prabhupada founded ISKCON, and it was established in this month. Therefore, everything is opulent or more in our organization. So such pious Adhik this beautiful organization was constituted, so where we all are performing devotional service. So such pious Purushottam's glories we are listening in this Purushottam. So from Padma Puran in the 18th chapter, Lord Shri Vishnu in 17th chapter has told the glories of Adhik Mas. But in the 18th chapter, he tells how we should follow or observe it. Then Shri Vishnu Uvacha. So Lord Vishnu adds further in the Mahatmya or glorification of Purushottam. He says, "Oh Sudev, in this month, not a single day, if he hasn't done a deep dan or has not lighted the lamp in front of the Lord, then he is to be considered as the most unfortunate." And then Lord Vishnu adds further,
वदनम दीप ज्योति प्रकाशितम व्याधितो मूर्खषढ सर्वत्र निंदितः। ना लोकी विष्णु वदनम, संधि विच्छेद करेंगे ना तो होगा
Na Loki. So Na Aloki. Aloki means to have an audience or to see. So Lord himself says, Na Aloki, a person who doesn't see Vishnu Vadanam. So who doesn't looks at the lotus face of the Lord, the beautiful form of the Lord, if someone doesn't sees it, and how is the face of the Lord? It is like Deepa Jyoti Prakashitam. Lord Vishnu's lotus face is like if we ignite a lamp and the effulgence or the light of that lamp signifies the face of the Lord. So Shukdev Goswami describes Lord's beauty as when Lord Vishnu appeared amidst all the demigods, then how much he was effulgent? Sahasra Arka. So the thousands of suns if rise together and the sunlight that we get, that was the effulgence of Lord Vishnu. So the only difference between him and us is that when he appears, then everything becomes effulgent, but where we go, it becomes darkness. And if not, also, when we celebrate our birthdays, then the father tells the son, whatever little light we have, so just remove that by blowing off this candle. So on one hand, Lord Vishnu is the most effulgent, and on other hand, we all are all dark. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that everything is effulgent in my abode. So in my abode, you don't need any sun because it is effulgent on its own accord. So such effulgent Lord Vishnu's face, na aloki Vishnu vadanam, deepa jyoti prakashitam, which is as effulgent as a lamp. And if someone doesn't have an audience with the Lord or didn't see the form of the Lord, then he is vyadhitu, that is, he is diseased because he hasn't had an audience with the Lord in this great Purushottam. Murkha, that is, he is a fool. Sarvatra nindit, he will be criticized everywhere. At least in Purushottam, who doesn't have an audience with the Lord. Therefore, Lord says, in this Purushottam month, we should have an audience with the Lord and we should offer a lamb. Further, he adds, the Lord himself is saying in the glorification of Padma Purans, chapter 18, he says, Vrinda Dale, that is Tulsi. Dale means leaf, the leaves of Tulsi Maharani. And Jagannatham, Lord Jagannath, Ram, Vishnu, or Krishna, who is the Lord of everyone. So if with Tulsi leaves, someone venerates the Lord and bows down or pays obeisances to the Lord, then Atmana Sakam Dhritya. So what happens? Beautifully he describes, if we offer Tulsi leaf to Lord Jagannath, Ram, Krishna, Vishnu, all the any form of the Lord, so if we venerate him with devotion, then Atmana, that devotee, liberates himself, and along with that, the last word, Darsha Purvan. So not only he gets benefited, but the 10 generations who are previous to him, prior to him, so all the ancestors till the 10th generation backwards, and Dasha Paran, that is the 10 that are going to come in the next 10 generations. So, and the one in which he is, so that is total 21 generations are benefited by his action. So if someone venerates the Lord with Tulsi leaves, and we are extremely fortunate that Patni family has organized this beautiful, and tomorrow is Ekadashi, and tomorrow we are going to offer 1000 Tulsi leaves, Lord Jagannath, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, and we will venerate them. So this is our goal of 1000 Tulsi leaves to be offered. So you all should bring a Abhinay and Prabhu will organize the same. So further he adds, this is a beautiful verse here.
Toyam Pitam yen pramadina Nabhuya pibati pragya Stanayam matukadachanaha शालग्राम शिला तोयम शालिग्राम शिला की पुरुषोत्तम
Shaligram Shila Toyam. So he's talking specifically about Purushottam, that in this Purushottam, so the Shaligram form of the Lord, so here he mentions Toyam, that is water. So if someone performs Abhishek with that water and Pitam, and he drinks the same Pramadina without being lazy, so what can be the laziness in Shaligram Shila? Because in other forms there's so many complications to decorate and serve the Lord. But Shaligram Ji is extremely merciful. But in Kali Yuga, the living entities are so lazy that they can't even serve him. So here Lord Vishnu says, Pramadina, without being lazy or by leaving behind all the laziness behind, if someone venerates the Lord with water and then he drinks the water.
कि यदि कोई शालिग्राम शिला का अभिषेक करके उस अभिषेक जल को पीता है तो
So
न
if
केवल
someone does the abhishek and he drinks the
पीना नहीं
water,
पड़ता,
then
दूसरा जन्म लेकर माँ का दूध नहीं पीना पड़ता।
he need not
शालिग्राम
to
शिला का
take
जल
another
यदि
birth and
पिएगा
drink his
तो
mother's
दूसरे
milk.
जन्म में माता का दूध नहीं पीना पड़ेगा।
So the
इसका अर्थ
stanayu
जैसे
matu
माता का दूध तो
kadachana
अच्छा है,
means that
लेकिन अर्थ
although
यह
the
है
mother's milk is
दूसरा
good,
जन्म लेना ही
but
नहीं पड़ेगा।
that implies that he will not have to take another birth.
पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम
So
पुनरपि
the-
जननी जठरे शयनम, ये जो बारंबार जन्म मृत्यु
that
का चक्र
again
है,
we have
इस
to
चक्र से व्यक्ति मुक्त हो
take
जाएगा
repeated birth
जब
and death,
उन्माद को
that
छोड़कर
will be
शालिग्राम का
broken
अभिषेक करेगा
if we just
और उस अभिषेक के जल
do
के
abhishekam
द्वारा
of Shaligram ji
केवल
and we
माँ
drink
का
the
दूध
water,
नहीं पीना पड़ेगा।
then he won't be have to drink his mother's
इसलिए
milk again,
इस पुरुषोत्तम
or
मास में
he will not have
जितना
to
हो
take
सके
birth
उतना
again. So in this
भक्ति योग
Purushottam month,
साधना
whatever we
करना
can,
चाहिए।
we should try to
तो
perform
साधना
as
करके
much
रोज
devotional
संकल्प
service that we
चढ़ता
can
है भास्कर
perform.
उदय
And
वेलायाम।
further, Lord adds, he says,
भास्कर सूर्य
Bhaskarode
उदय
devalayam.
हमको
So
जल्दी
before
उठना
there is a
चाहिए।
sunrise,
वैसे तो
we
बोलता
should
है
get up.
ब्रह्म
So
मुहूर्त में उठना
usually
चाहिए,
we should rise in
लेकिन
Brahma
अगर
Muhurta
कोई
at the
शायद
time
ना
of
हो
Mangla.
सके तो
But if
सूर्योदय
it's not
के
possible, then
पहले
at
पहले जग
least
जाना चाहिए।
before the sun rises, we should
और
get up.
जब भास्कर उदय वेलायाम जब सूर्य आकाश में चढ़ता है
And when the sun
तब हमें
rises,
प्रार्थये जगदीश्वरम,
then we should
जगदीश्वर भगवान श्री कृष्ण विष्णु से
venerate the
प्रार्थना
Lord
करनी चाहिए।
Jagadishwaram.
कैसी प्रार्थना करनी चाहिए?
And how should we
देव
pray?
देव जगत अस्मिन, जगत स्वामी,
Deva Deva Jagat Tasmin.
हे देवताओं के देव, हे
O
जगत के स्वामी,
Lord of all the
प्रसन्न
demigods
जगदीश्वर, हे
and
जगदीश्वर
of the living
कृपया
entities,
प्रसन्न
O
हो जाइए।
Jagadishwar, please be
क्यों?
happy and satisfied
क्योंकि
with me.
वो बोलता
Why?
है कृत अनेन में देव, हे देव इस पुरुषोत्तम
Oh
मास के
Dev,
अंत से जितना
in
भी
this
बन पड़ा
Purushottam month,
मुझे जितना
whatever
भी
I could,
अमृत चर्चा में लाल गोविंद दास से सुना, जितना
whatever
भी
I
सुना,
heard
जितना भी बन पड़ा
and
उतना मैंने
understood,
किया।
so that much I did or
पुरुषोत्तम मास में
performed.
सेवा पूजा करके अभिमान नहीं, विनम्रता से ये प्रार्थना
So,
करनी
not
चाहिए
with pride,
कि
but with
करना तो बहुत
humility, we
कुछ
should
चाहिए था,
tell the
करना
Lord that
था,
although there were so many things that we
कृत
should have
अनेन
done,
में देव, मेरे से जितना भी
but
बन पड़ा, जितना भी
whatever
हुआ
was possible
मैंने
by
किया
me,
प्रभु,
I could do,
आप
I
इसे स्वीकार
performed or
कीजिए,
did.
इसमें कोई
So
त्रुटि
please
हो तो क्षमा
accept
कर
that. And
दीजिए।
if there is some
त्राहि
shortcoming in
माम
that, please
भवसागरात्,
forgive me and trahi mam
इस भवसागर से
bhavasagarat.
पार करा दीजिए।
Please make me cross this
कृतम न्यूनम
material world
अधिकम,
of misery, the material ocean
मैं
of
जानता हूँ
misery.
कि न्यूनम मैंने बहुत कम किया है इस
Newnam. So
पुरुषोत्तम
I
मास में,
know, I'm
जो
aware that
करना
I have
चाहिए
done very less.
उससे
So
कृतम
whatever
न्यूनम
we should
मैंने
have
बहुत
done, but
कम
we have
किया है।
done very negligible
अधिक में तो अधिक करना
service.
चाहिए, अधिक
So
में
in
तो
Adhik, we should
अधिक होना
do
चाहिए,
the maximum
लेकिन
that we
कृतम न्यूनम
can,
अधिक के
but we
बदले में
have
कम किया है।
done
विष्णु
the
सहसा
minimum.
तव प्रिय, लेकिन मैं जानता हूँ
But
कि
I'm
यदि
aware
उसमें थोड़ा भी
that
किया गया भजन
even if we
कीर्तन
do
विष्णु
little service
प्रसन्न कर
towards the
देते
Lord,
हैं।
can satisfy Lord
सो
Vishnu.
इस प्रकार से प्रार्थना
So
करनी
in
चाहिए।
this manner, we
स्वयं
should
भगवान
venerate the
श्री
Lord.
विष्णु ने पद्म
The
पुराण
Lord
में
Vishnu
अपने
himself
भगवान ने ये किसी पर नहीं छोड़ा, ये बड़ी
didn't
अच्छी बात
left
है।
it on any
अन्य
other
कोई पुरुषोत्तम मास के
to
बारे में
glorify. He
बोलता
did it
बोलता
himself.
हो सकता है कुछ
So
आगे
if
पीछे
someone
करता,
other would have said that
लेकिन
they
यहाँ
might
पे
have
स्वयं भगवान विष्णु ने अपने से ही किया। स्वयं
done it
भगवान विष्णु ने
incorrectly, maybe
सुदेव
they
ब्राह्मण
have
को
done it less. So,
माध्यम बनाकर
but
भगवान
here,
को
through the medium of
प्रकट
Sudev
किया
Brahmana,
और
Lord
पुरुषोत्तम मास
is
में
revealing
बताया
all the
कि हमें
glories
क्या
of
करना चाहिए,
Purushottam
ये
himself.
बताया। और इस प्रकार से कहकर
And
इति
in this
श्री पद्म
manner,
पुराणे
Iti Shri Padma
पुरुषोत्तम
Purane,
महात्म्ये
Purushottam Mahatme,
कृतस्य कर्मणो,
Kritasya Karmano,
कृतस्य कर्म माने जो करना चाहिए,
Kritasya Karmano, that is
महिमा
whatever
वर्णनम
we should do.
नाम
Mahima
अष्टादशोऽध्यायः
Varnam Namo Ashta
समाप्तः।
Samaptaha.
श्री
So the chapter gets
पुरुषोत्तम
concluded here.
मास की जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की। तो प्रतिदिन हम इस
So
प्रकार
every day in this
पुरुषोत्तम मास
manner,
में व्रत
we are listening to the
की
glories
साधना
of
करते हैं,
Purushottam
लेकिन आज इस
and
महीने
his
की
glorification. But
भागवत सप्ताह, भागवत
this is
कथा,
the last week
और
of Bhagavad
पुरुषोत्तम मास
Katha
की यह
of this
38
Purushottam month.
दिवसीय कथा
And this is the last 7-day Katha organized by the Patni family. So this family is already blessed, and by just serving them, by which we will just try humbly to purify our speech. So previously, Yagosh family, Prabhu, and the whole family from Kenya, they have organized a beautiful katha that was the Kevat pastime. And last year we heard the glories of Mother Shabri. We heard about her character of Shabri when she meets Lord Sri Ram, and when Lord Sri Ram instructs her about the 9 limbs of devotional service, Navadha Bhakti. So that part is still remaining. And in this Purushottam month Katha, in these 7 days, we are going to listen through the medium of Lord Sri Ram the pastimes of Navadha Bhakti or 9 limbs of devotional service. So is it okay? I hope you don't mind. So I have already asked the host yesterday. So it is beautiful this in this Purushottam month. What all have we done? First and foremost, we have heard the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna, childhood pastimes. Then we heard the pastimes of Lord Jagannath. So where Jagannath ji is there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, and our katha is filled with all the philosophies from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So only Ram katha was remaining. So this will be fulfilled by the Patni family. So in these last 7 days, we will remember Lord Sri Ram because he also is Purushottam. He is referred to as Maryada Purushottam, that is, he is modesty personified. So what he did, we will not listen to that. But what he instructed Mother Shabri, we will listen to the same. So previously, before we start the katha, we start with a bhajan. So let's remember Mother Shabri. Shabri ji is calling Ramji, and how he instructs the 9 limbs of devotional service. So I will sing and you can sing after me.
जय श्री राधा रमण जय जय नवल किशोर जय गोपी चित चोर प्रभु जय जय माखन चोर जय जय माखन चोर। श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की। उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी
Hare Krishna, I welcome all the loving devotees of Bhagavatam, all the attendees devotees. I also extend my warm welcome and gratitude to the loving devotees of Bhagavatam, that is the senior devotees, and
गोविंद टीवी
all who have joined through the medium of Govind TV, Facebook, YouTube, etc., in huge numbers from all the parts of the world. That is, all the listeners, attendees, devotees, and for the benefit of all and to provide happiness to all, and just with one and only one goal, to attain the love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The organizers of this Bhagavad or Ram Katha, the organizers of this beautiful Katha, the whole Patni family, and if we remember their ancestors, the root by whose mercy this whole family is flourishing. If I have to add in Gujarati, the whole Patni family is roaming all around the world just by the mercy and piety of their ancestors, that is Damji Bhai, Dutibhen Damji Bhai, Kanji Bhai, Chotu Bhai, Jasuben, and Prabhudas Bhai.
आप समस्त पूर्वजों का आप देख ही रहे हैं
So as you can see, the ones who have washed the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, as Kevaji has washed the lotus feet of Lord Sri Ram, and with their own hands had put the tilak as Shabriji put a tilak on Sri Lord Sri Ram. So such is the glory of this family who have organized this katha. So I want to congratulate Yogesh Bhai, although his heartfelt desire is that I should visit Kenya and this katha should be from Kenya, but this time we both have somehow controlled, but in 2024 this will be from Kenya, so we will just pray to the Lord so that it becomes possible. So from London, Naveen Bhai and Ranjan Bhai, Bhai. So they all visit once a year. Sometimes people come on Purnima and some are from that is once a year. So, but at least by considering ourselves as their own, they are here. And along with that, from Australia, Arvind Bhai and Indra Ben, we welcome them. And from Nairobi, Shobha Ben. So I welcome you all on this pious Purushottam month in the pastimes of Lord Sri Ram, who is with modesty personified, humility personified. So I welcome you all. Welcome back, and please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Radhe Shyam. Jai Siya Ram. So I welcome you all. Jai Siya Ram. So we are extremely fortunate, as I have said earlier, that this whole Patni family and all who the family members from their birth have this desire to serve or perform devotional service towards the Lord. That's what it seems. And therefore, although all are householders and in their life they are on the top of their professional lives as well, yet they are engaged in devotional service and they have their heart totally engrossed in the Katha. So, in the previous session, we have heard the pastimes of Mother Shabri when Shabri saw Lord Ram coming to her home. So, Shabri ji has been waiting to have an audience with the Lord. With this hope, she has passed so many years. Her My guru has told that he will come, then definitely he will come. Although it may take time, but it will happen. So we all are on the path of Anula devotional service. So by listening to Shabri's pastime, we get this firm faith that although we might get, it will take some time, but for sure, or it's certain that the Lord will meet us. The time factor can be different or difficult, but one day we will have an audience with the Lord Himself. So when Shabri ji saw that Lord Sri Ram has arrived, then she didn't went towards Lord Sri Ram. She went towards her guru because although the Matang Rishi has already left his body, but she had this image of Matang Rishi. So when Lord Sri Ram came, Shabriji bowed down at the lotus feet of her guru, and Lord Ram is here not by my endeavor but by your mercy. I remember Narottam Das Thakur, he says, if I think about a qualification, then I cannot have any audience with the Lord. Forget about Him visiting my home. So that is not my qualification, but it is the qualification and mercy of my bona fide spiritual master that in my life, in my home, the Lord has arrived. So there is so much to learn from Mother Shabri. When we get an opportunity to serve our audience with the Lord, we get prasadam of the Lord, then we should not think that this is because of our qualification or by our hard work or endeavor. What do we have that we can have this opportunity to serve the Lord or an audience with the Lord? Whatever mercy that we get is by the mercy of our bona fide spiritual master. So Mother Shabri remembers her spiritual master and thanked her. Her eyes were filled with tears because of the gratitude. Her voice was overwhelmed. So when you wait for someone for so long, who can wait as Mother Shabri has done? Who can wait like her for 60,000 years in memory and in waiting for Lord Sri Ram? She has spent her life, and such a huge time has elapsed. Yet the enthusiasm was never lost. She had firm faith, allegiance to the word of her spiritual master that the Lord will arrive. So she was waiting for the Lord for so many years, and when she saw Lord Ram in front of her eyes, and you might remember from the past Katha, do you remember? Or so we had heard very, very beautiful topics that when Ramji came to the hermitage or cottage of Shabriji, then he went to the sages, all the sages with that the Lord is here. See how well we have performed our austerity, that the Lord has arrived to see me or meet me. So the Lord hasn't arrived just seeing your face. Ramji tells the sage, I'm not here for you, but I just want to ask, where does Mother Shabri resides.
घर पर आओ, नहीं,
So say that
इसमें
why you're
समझने
asking
की
about
बात
her,
ही
you
नहीं
should
है।
come to
साधु का
our home.
इतना भी
He said,
अभिमान
no, I
नहीं
will
है कि
first
सब
go
अपने
to
को
Mother
छोड़
Shabri.
दें।
So all the
ऐसा
pride
नहीं है
that
कि
this
हर
sage
मुसीबत
has
के
was
अवसरों पर
broken.
गए,
So it
जानबूझकर
is said that
सर्व अंतर्यामी,
consciously
सर्वज्ञ, क्या
the
भगवान के
Lord went to
करोड़ों
each and
अवतार
every
थे,
sage's
सब
home
क्या
that do you
पहुंच
know
गए, पंपा
he
सरोवर
is there
पहुंच
in
गए, सबकी
Kishikandha
गति
and
थम
Amrit.
गई।
So how far was
लेकिन
Mother Shabri's
जानबूझकर
home?
राम जी
But he
शबरी
was
की महिमा
doing
बढ़ाना
this
चाहते थे, और
to
एक
glorify
राजा
Mother
होने के
Shabri
अभिमान को तोड़ना चाहते
and
थे।
to break the
इन सब
pride
लोगों ने
of all these
बेचारी
sages.
माता
So
शबरी
all
का
those
बहिष्कार
sages
किया था।
who had boycotted
शबरी
her
को बहुत दुख दिया था कि ये
and
तो
given
नीच
so much
है,
distress to
ये
her
तो
that
शुद्र
she
जाति की
is
है, ये तो नीच
from the
वर्ण की
fourth
है,
class
और ये साधु संतों के बीच में रहकर
and
हमारे
she wants to
हमारी
stay
पवित्रता को
midst all
भ्रष्ट
the
कर रही
sages
है।
and she
लेकिन
is
बेचारी शबरी
spoiling our
जागीरदार नहीं थी
purity.
कि एक
So
छोटा
once
सा
she
कचरा
was
कंकर एक
sweeping
साधु को
the
स्पर्श
ground
हुआ तो साधु
and just
घबरा
a
गया
little stone
कि
touched
जाहिर है अब तो
a
स्नान
sage
करना
and he
पड़ेगा,
started
ये वो।
shouting
बेचारी
that now I'll
शबरी
have
उस
to take
साधु का
another bath.
यही मार्जन कर रही थी।
And she was cleaning this place
लेकिन इस
only
संसार
for
में जब
him.
आप सत्कर्म
Yet,
करोगे,
so
आप
whenever you
भगवत
perform
मार्ग पर चलोगे, तो
some
दुनिया वाले
good
आपका
work
बहिष्कार करेंगे।
and you try to perform
दुनिया की
piety,
दुनिया
then
है,
you will be
जब आप कोई
boycotted.
अच्छा काम करोगे तो
When
बहिष्कार होगा,
so
किसका
you
नहीं
will be
हुआ।
boycotted. Who all were not
हाँ,
boycotted.
आपको यदि पाप करना है, गलत करना है,
If you want
तो
to
हजारों
do
लोग आपसे जुड़ जाएंगे। लेकिन
bad
अच्छा
things
काम
or you
करना है
want to perform
तो
sinful
पूरा
activities,
समाज
then
आपका बहिष्कार करेगा।
people will come and join you. But if you want to do
समाज
some good
बिगाड़ा था,
work,
वो तो
then
संतों की
you
सेवा
will
कर
be
रही थी,
boycotted. She
लेकिन
was
जो
serving the sages,
किष्किंधा के उन पंपा
but
सरोवर के तट के साधुओं
the
ने शबरी का बहिष्कार किया।
sages who used to reside on the banks of
मैं
Pampa
ध्यान
river
देता हूँ, मारवाड़ की
boycotted her.
मीरा का
So
क्या
I
बिगाड़ा
just,
था बताइए।
what has
मारवाड़
Mirabai
ने मीरा
done
का क्या बिगाड़ा, लेकिन एक दिन
against
पूरा मारवाड़
Mewar that
मीराबाई
the whole
का
Marwar
मीराबाई का
was
बहिष्कार करने लगा। यहाँ
boycotting
तक पहुंचा
Mirabai?
कि
They
उसको
said
जहर
that
पिलाकर मार दो,
she
ये
should be
हमारे कुल
killed
में
by
कलंक
given
है।
poison.
स्त्री
She is
होकर
a black
साधुओं के
spot.
बीच में बैठती है।
She, although she's a woman,
मीराबाई का
she
बहिष्कार।
sits midst of
और
the
आप
sages.
आज नरसिंह मेहता के भजन गाते हुए
We
थकते नहीं हैं।
don't get tired of
लेकिन
singing the
नरसिंह मेहता
bhajans
ने
of
तो ये
Narsimh
क्या
Mehta.
बिगाड़ा था,
What harm
लेकिन
has he
जूनागढ़ के
done
लोगों
for
ने
Junagadh
नरसिंह मेहता
that
का बहिष्कार
Junagadh
किया।
people boycotted him?
और कितना बड़ा बहिष्कार कि
And how
नरसिंह जैसे
great was
नरसिंह
this
पर
boycott
चोरी का इल्जाम लगाया
that
कि ये
he
नरसिंह चोर
was
है।
blamed for
अब
a theft?
नरसिंह मेहता स्वप्नों में भी हम सोच सकते हैं कि वो चोरी करेंगे,
Can we even think in
लेकिन
our
अब दुनिया
dream
में
that he
चलता
can
है, किसी का
cheat
नाम
or
बिगाड़ने के लिए, बहिष्कार
steal?
करने के लिए चोरी का और यहाँ वहां का इल्जाम लगाकर, हैं? लेकिन संतों का बहिष्कार होता है, नरसिंह मेहता का बहिष्कार, चोरी का इल्जाम स्वयं
So
भगवान
he was snubbed,
गवाही दिए।
and Lord himself had to appear and give a witness.
भगवान बुद्ध ने क्या बिगाड़ा था,
What had
पैगंबर
did
ने
Lord Buddha?
अपने समाज के लिए तो बहुत अच्छा काम किया ना। पैगंबर साहब ने जहां तक हो सके वहां तक अच्छा काम किया, लेकिन पैगंबर का भी बहिष्कार हुआ।
Even the messenger of the God
इस
was
दुनिया में खास करके
boycotted
पश्चात जगत में जीसस क्राइस्ट
and
ने
shunned.
कितना बड़ा काम किया।
So Jesus Christ
लेकिन
also
एक
did
सर्टेन
a
लेवल
huge
तक
job. To
जीसस लोगों को
certain
क्या
level,
दिखाए, संडे टू
he
संडे वो चर्च में
was
जाकर कर
making
दिए,
people pious that
अपना
you should
अपने जो
at
किए
least
हुए
go
पाप
to
को
visit the church
स्वीकार
at least on
करने कर
Sunday to
दिया।
Sunday, that you should
जीसस ने
admit
बहुत
to your
अच्छा काम
sins.
किया, लेकिन अच्छे काम करने वाले को
But
जड़
a
दिया,
person
पहले ठोक दिए और टांगा
who did
दिया उसे।
such a great job was
तो ये देखा गया है कि हर समाज में,
put on a
हर
cross.
धर्म में,
So
हर
in
पंथ में
all
जब
religion
कोई
and
अच्छा
in
काम
all
करता है
sects,
तो लोग
when
उसका
someone
बहिष्कार
works
करते हैं।
some good work, then people
शबरी का बहिष्कार हुआ।
snub them, boycott them.
लेकिन भगवान तो भगवान है, साधु तो सहन
But
कर
the
लेता
Lord
है,
is not.
भगवान से सहन नहीं होता,
A
इसलिए
sage
भगवान उन साधुओं के
tolerates,
आश्रम
but
में
the
गए।
Lord doesn't.
मिलते
Therefore,
ही
he
भगवान
went
ही
to
आया
all the homes or
मैं तेरे लिए
hermitages
नहीं
of
आया
these
हूँ,
sages
मैं ये
that
पूछने
and
आया
told,
हूँ
I'm
शबरी
not
कहाँ
here
रहती
for
है।
you. I just want to ask,
साधु
where
कम हो गया
do
है, शबरी
Shabri
कहाँ
resides?
रहती है, हर एक के घर में जाकर शबरी के पास पहुंचे और शबरी के आश्रम में राम जी आए, हमने सुना ये सब कथा। और
We have already heard this pastime, and she has decorated the whole pathway, and she feeds Lord Sri Ram with beautiful berries, and they should not be
पूर्ण भाव में आकर वो बेर चख कर
so they should not be sour or not appropriate for the Lord. So she tastes everything and then she offers them to Lord.
अब शबरी जी ने राम जी का स्वागत किया, उनके चरण
So
धोए, उनको बेर खिलाए,
she welcomed the Lord,
रेस्ट जो था थोड़ा सा हो गया, थकावट उतर गई। यहाँ तक की कथा हो चुकी है
and
पटनी परिवार के द्वारा
they welcome she welcomed the Lord, and then she fed them, washed his feet, etc. So we have heard so far. So now we will continue from there.
स्तुति करो तुम्हारी अधम जाति में जड़मती भारी अधमते अधम अधम अति नारी तीन मह में मती हे मंद अधारी तीन मह में मंद मती अघारी। शबरी माता राम जी का स्वागत
Mother Shabri welcomes Lord Sri Ram, serves him, venerates him, washes his lotus feet, and feeds him with beautiful berries. And when she has served him in all the manners, and when Ramji has taken rest, so she has seen that whenever the Lord or someone used to come, then the spiritual master used to welcome or venerate them. So she had heard that we should venerate the Lord when we have an audience with the Lord. So this Bhilini, who resides in the forest, tells the Lord, how can I venerate you, oh my Lord, because I am from the lower class of the society and I don't have any wisdom. And look at her humility. So who says that I am the lowest of the lowest of lowest? So people usually put das, and some will put das and das, but this is just for writing. In our hearts, we want to be the boss of everyone, or we want to boss around. But here she addresses herself as the lowest of the lowest of the lowest of all women. So I am such a fallen woman. A devotee who is great, he will be more humble. Here, Mother Shabri is referring to herself as the lowest. Does it imply that she is the lowest or fallen? Or and we are better than her? If we are better, then has the Lord came to our home? But here, Lord has visited our home, and yet he considers herself to be a fallen woman. So if the Lord is not visiting us, then how much fallen we all are. So if we put no, in front of like that is capable, that then it becomes uncapable. But great is Mother Shabri, who is the greatest woman of all. Her devotion, her mellows are divine, transcendental, yet she addresses herself as a fallen woman because there is a philosophical point that a person never, a great person will never say that I am great, and he never self praises himself. How? A diamond never tells that he is precious. So, this Bhakti family is in the business of gold. So, does the gold ever says that what this is my price? Does gold ever says that this is my price? So yet it is valuable. So the jewel never says that I'm precious.
जहां भगवान का प्रेम भगवान की भक्ति होती है ना,
Where we have devotional service towards the Lord, then the great devotee says that I don't even have fragrance or iota of devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, the branch that has fruit on it bows down. So a person who has this fruit of love, he becomes humble and bows down. So today, Mother Shabri, Mata has Lord Sri Ram as the fruit, and that is why she has turned so much humble. And because of her humility, she says, Kehi vidhi astuti karu tihari. O Ram, O Raghav, O my Lord, how can I pray to you, venerate you? Because I am unintelligent. I'm a woman. So, although I don't say or agree that women are less intelligent, but here the woman herself is saying, because the soul doesn't have a gender, but the body has a gender. But Shabriji is saying that I'm a woman and I have less intelligence. So this is the humility of the women. But otherwise, in Vedas and our Vedic scripture, the work that the women have performed, like Kunti, Draupadi, it is uncomparable. So this is the humility. And she says or adds, Adhamate Adham Adham Ati Nari. I am fallen, O Raghav, and you are Aghari. You are the killer of the sins. Ag means sin and Ari means to kill. When Shabri wanted to venerate the Lord, although she was uneducated, illiterate, she doesn't knew Sanskrit, etc. She just expressed her fellow that I want to venerate you, O my Lord, but I'm unaware. I am a fool, distressed woman. Then Ramji says, Oh mother, you need not to venerate me at all. So whatever you had to attain, you already have attained. So Lord Ram replies,
सुनु भा मेनी बाता मानऊ एक भगति करनाता जाति पाति कुल धर्म बढ़ाई जाति पाति कुल धर्म बढ़ाई धन बल परी जन गुण चतुराई, धन बल परी जन गुण चतुराई। शबरी तो आंखों से जार जार अश्रु धारा।
So Shabriji's eyes are filled with tears that how can I pray to you, venerate you, offer my obeisances. So here she hasn't said anything, but Lord Sri Ram says or replies, he says, "Oh, dear woman." So here he addresses her as Bhamini.
आप ऐसा अभी कह रही थी कि मैं मूर्ख
You were saying that I am unwise, unintelligent, fool. I don't know anything. I don't know how to venerate you. She said, I don't care about them. I'm not concerned about knowledge, Sanskrit, or veneration. I'm not concerned about the same. Then what do you care about? Ramji replies, Manahu ek bhagati karnata. I am just concerned, or I just care about devotional service. No matter how sinful or fallen someone may be, in Bhagavad Gita, Yogi Yogeshwar Krishna announces not only the fallen, but the fallen of the fallen. So no matter, but if he sings my glories or performs devotional service, then he should be considered as a sage, no matter how much fallen a person might be. So I am concerned only about the devotional service. So we will go a little deep in this. But
अब हम लोग इसकी जो गहराई पकड़ेंगे, इसलिए हो सके उतना श्लोक आदि को आप अच्छे से पढ़िए। सो कह रघुपति, राम जी कहने लगे,
Raghupati, Ramji says,
मुझे ये सब जाति पाति से कोई मतलब नहीं,
I don't care about the caste or prayers, but I'm concerned about the unallied devotional service. He says that Jati Pati Kul Dham Dharma Badai. I don't care about them. So Lord Ram has enumerated 10 things. He says that I don't care about Jati, that is the caste to which you belong. What is this Pati? You must find it. So we say Jat Pat. So we understand the caste, but what is this Pat? So, so sometimes we say that Pani Vani, like, so we just use. So this is like this, that Jati Pati are used together. So I don't care about Kul, that is the clan, or the religion. I don't care about their qualities or their wealth, strength, or their family. I just care about devotional service. And if someone has all these qualities, yet if they don't have an allied devotional service towards me, then I am not connected to them. I don't care for them. But if these 10 things are lacking in a person, but they perform devotional service, then they are connected to me, they are related to me. I care for them. So, oh Bhamini, I care about devotional service. So here I just want you to focus on one thing, on Bhamini and Bhagati. So in the first line, Lord Ram addresses Mother Shabri as Bhagini, Bhamini. So and says that I concern only about Anala devotional service. So here we need to think and contemplate why he addresses Mother Shabri as Bhamini. So this Bhamini is for young women.
तो भामिनी शब्द युवा को दिया जाता है, कोई जवान, कोई यूथ.
So young women is addressed as Bhamini.
ઉંમર લાયક હોય એને તો ગઢા બા કહીએ આપણે. હે બા,
Person who is old we will address as
બા,
grandmothers.
તો રામજી બા બોલે ને, તો રામજી બા નથી બોલ્યા.
So Ramji should have addressed her as grandmother, mother, but he addresses her as Bhamini, as that is a young
ઓકે, તો
woman.
ભામિની માને જવાન, જવાની. ओके, और जवानी के लिए क्या कहते हैं? मांगो एक भक्ति करनाता. भक्ति करो, भक्ति चाहिए.
And he says that only devotional service is required. So what does it imply?
युवा पीढ़ी को संबोधन
That
दे रहा है.
Ramji is addressing the young
कि दुनिया भर में जितने
generation,
युवा लोग हैं,
all the youth
संबोधन देते हुए
is being addressed by Lord Sri Ram, and he says that this devotional service
वस्तु है.
is the one that we should perform.
मतलब आप देख सकते हैं ना कि भामिनी,
As you can see,
नाता, मान लो राम जी युवा पीढ़ी को कह रहे हैं कि हे
so
युवकों,
he's addressing the youth and
भक्ति करो,
saying
भक्ति से
that you
मिलते
all
हैं.
should perform devotional
मैं
service,
भक्ति
that
के नाते
this is
आपको
what
मिलूंगा.
I care,
तो
and
राम जी
by
का
that
संबोधन
only you
युवा
can
को
attain
होता
me.
है.
So this is, he's addressing the youth.
तो यहाँ प्रश्न हो सकता है,
So here there could be a
भामिनी
question
युवा पीढ़ी को संबोधन राम जी देते हैं, तो क्या
that
ये भक्ति
Ramji is
युवकों के
addressing
लिए है?
to the youth.
आप यदि मुझे
So
पर्सनली
is this for
पूछो
you?
ना,
So if you ask
या
this
अंदर निवास
personally to me,
तो
if I
मान लो
reveal
राम
the
जी ऐसा
secret,
कहना चाहते हैं
if Lord Sri
कि
Ram
ये
wants to
भक्ति
say
युवकों के लिए ही है.
this is, this devotional service
આખી
is
રાત
for
જાગ્યા હોય ને કાંઈ કામના ન
youth
રહ્યા હોય
only,
અને પછી
and the
કહે કે
old
ભક્તિ
people
કરીએ, હે? એ
say
તો
that
ભક્તિ
we
કેવી
want to
રીતે
perform
પુરુષોત્તમ
devotional
કરી
service,
શકે?
because at
એ
that
લોકો
time they
ભરત
can
નહીં
only
કરે
do that
કે
because the
મંદિરમાં
family
જાકર
doesn't
મંદિરની
take care.
કથા में जाकर
So they will
અને
go
એના
and
માટે
sit in
બીજો
the
ઓપ્શન
temple
નહીં
and
છે
listen to the katha, because we don't have any other
ભક્તિ કર્યા
option.
સિવાય.
Therefore
તો
we will perform
वो तो
devotional service.
करेंगे, वो तो छोड़ो, लेकिन
So they
भामिनी
will
शब्द
do
से
for sure. But by this
क्या
Bhamini
कह रहा है
word,
कि भक्ति जो है
Ramji says
युवकों के लिए ही है.
it is
उस पर
appropriate
मैं
for
थोड़ा सा
youth.
चिंतन कर रहा
So
था
I
कि
was
ये
contemplating
भामिनी
on the
शब्द
same,
लेकर राम जी ने एक
and listening to
क्रांतिकारी
this
सिद्धांत दे
Bhamini.
दिया
He has
कि भक्ति
revolutionized
की आवश्यकता. ध्यान से सुनिए, ये भामिनी शब्द पर
philosophical point. On
भक्ति
this
की
Bhamini word, he
आवश्यकता
says that
जितनी
this
भामिनी
devotional
को है
service
इतनी
is
बाबा को नहीं है.
required by the youth,
मतलब
not by the old
जवानों
people.
को जितनी भक्ति की आवश्यकता है
So
उतनी
the
बड़े
youth
लोगों को नहीं है.
need this devotional service
बड़े
more
लोगों के
than
लिए
the
है,
old people,
वो
although
तो
it is
उसके
for
अलावा
them as well,
करेंगे भी तो क्या करें,
because they don't have any other
लेकिन
option. So they are
जवानों को
going to do
जितनी
it
भक्ति की
anyways.
आवश्यकता
But
है
the youth
उतनी
require to
लायक
perform
नहीं
devotional
है.
service
सीनियर
more.
सिटीजन को उतनी नहीं है. लेकिन हमारे वहाँ क्या कहा जाता है, अरे आप
But
तो जवान हो, या
they say
जवान
that,
कहते हैं
what
अभी तो
they
मैं
say,
जवान हूँ,
you are
पढ़ूंगा
youth,
लिखूंगा काम धंधा बिजनेस
I
करूंगा,
will
जब
work,
बूढ़ा
I
हो
will
जाऊंगा तब
study, and
भक्ति
when I will
करूंगा.
become old, then I will
अरे
perform
वो
devotional
बूढ़ों
service.
के लिए नहीं,
Then
जवान के लिए
Ramji
है.
says that this is not for old people, but for young people.
अच्छा, जवानी में भक्ति की सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत पड़ती है. ध्यान से सुनिएगा,
Please
जितने
listen
भी स्कूल कॉलेज
carefully. The devotional
यूनिवर्सिटी होते हैं,
service
जवानी
is
में ही भक्ति की
required
जरूरत पड़ती है.
the
मैं आपको बताऊं
most
क्यों.
in the youth.
क्योंकि
I
जवानी
let me
में
share the reason with
जब
you
युवा
why.
अवस्था
When
होती है,
in youth, when
युवानी
we are
में
young,
जवानी में जितना संघर्ष होता है
the
उतना
hard times
बुढ़ापे
that
में
we
संघर्ष
face,
नहीं होता.
we don't have to face them in our old
एक
age.
जवान कितने लोगों के साथ झझूमता है,
A
कितनी फील्ड में काम करता है,
young person
उसे
works
कितना ध्यान
so
देना
many
है.
places
उसे
with so many
ऑफिस के
people.
बंदों को
He has
संभालना
to
है,
take care
बॉस को
of
संभालना है, अपने एम्प्लॉय को
the
संभालना
work,
है, अपनी बीवी को
boss, his
संभालना है,
team,
अपनी माँ
his
को,
wife,
माँ और
mother.
पत्नी के
फिर
बीच में थोड़ा सा सैंडविच भी बनना है, बच्चों को संस्कार देना है,
has to
हैं,
take
घर
care
को
of the
चलाना
kids,
है, समाज को
has to
चलाना
take
है,
care of the household and
कितना काम
society,
करना
and
है.
to perform divisions. So how much work they have.
तो युवानी में जितना संघर्ष होता
So in the youth, the
लेकिन
hard
बुढ़ापे में नहीं।
times are
और उस
more.
संघर्षमयी अवस्था में
And in
अगर आप
this,
भक्ति
and
करोगे
during these hard times, if
तो
you
आपका
perform devotional
संघर्ष
service,
सरलता
then
से पार हो जाएगा।
it will become really, really easy,
संघर्ष तो आप कर ही
and you
रहे
will
हैं,
be able to
जवान
cross
पीढ़ी
this
को मैं
hurdle.
कहूँ संघर्ष
So
तो
if
आप
I
कर ही रहे हैं,
address
इतने
all
सारे
these
लोगों के साथ,
young
इतने सारे
people, that
सब्जेक्ट के
you
साथ,
already are
तो और एक
struggling with
सब्जेक्ट
so many
जोड़ दीजिए,
subjects and people,
भक्ति का
then
सब्जेक्ट।
just add one subject of
यदि ये
devotional
भक्ति
service
का
as well.
सब्जेक्ट आपके साथ होगा ना, तो
And
आप
if you
वो
have
सारे
this,
सब्जेक्ट,
then
अन्य सारी
all
वस्तु
other
सरलता
subjects
से पार करा देगा।
will be crossed
ये राम जी का ये
very
संबोधन,
easily.
मैं इस पर 3 घंटा बोल सकता हूँ लेकिन
I
मुझे
can
आगे
speak
बहुत
on
कुछ
this
लेना है।
three
लेकिन आपको
3
इशारा
hours.
काफी, समझदार को इशारा काफी है। राम जी का ये संबोधन भामिनी
But
के
I
लिए
have to
है,
speak on other
जवान लोगों के
topics as
लिए
well.
है,
So I'm just
कि
giving
जवानों
you
को
a
जितनी भक्ति की
pointer
आवश्यकता
here,
है
that the youth needs
उतनी
the devotional
बुढ़ापे में
service
नहीं है।
more
जवानी
as
में
compared to
संघर्ष
the
है,
old
और
people.
उस संघर्षमय
Because
अवस्था
in
में आप
youth,
जब
you
भक्ति
have to
करेंगे,
work hard, struggle hard,
वो
and when you
संघर्ष
perform devotional service at
साधना
that
होने
time,
लगेगा।
then we will not get
वो
tired of
संघर्ष जो है
this
ना
hard
साधना हो
times
जाता
or
है,
struggle,
वो
and that
आसानी से पार
hard
हो
time
जाता
will
है।
become our progress
जवानी में
on
भक्ति करने
devotional
का
service.
ध्यान राम जी कह रहे हैं, इसका दूसरा कारण मेरी समझ
And
में,
the second reason, according to
जवानी
my
में हमारी
perspective, is that
इंद्रियों में जितनी शक्ति
in youth,
नहीं है
the strength
सेवा
that
करने की,
our senses have
साधना
to
करने की,
serve
भक्ति
others,
करने
to
की,
perform
वो इस बुढ़ापे
austerity,
में नहीं
etc.,
होती है।
we can't do in old
कुछ लोग
age.
कहते हैं ना, जब
Some
बूढ़े
people
होंगे
say,
तब भजन
when we will
करेंगे,
get
बूढ़े
old,
होने के
then we
बाद
will
ठीक से
perform
खा
devotional service.
पाओगे,
Will you be able to eat
ठीक से
properly
पेट
in
में
your old age?
जा पाओगे,
Will you be
बाथरूम जा
able
पाओगे, जब
to
अपना
take care
काम
of
ठीक
your
से नहीं
daily
कर
needs?
पाओगे तो
When you're
सेवा
not
में
able to
हाथ
do your
फैलाओगे,
own work properly, then how you're going to serve
प्रार्थना
the Lord?
करोगे, कैसे
How
भजन
can
भक्ति सेवा
you be
साधना
charitable?
करोगे।
How will you serve others?
तो इसलिए ये दूसरा कारण
Therefore,
जवानी में
this is the
शक्ति
second
नहीं
reason
होती,
that
हमें शक्ति होती है भजन
in
अच्छे से
during
करने
the
की।
youth you have the strength
तीसरा,
and tendency to
दूसरा
perform
पॉइंट
devotional service. And the third and the
एक
most important
जवान
point is
भगवान की भक्ति करे
a young
और एक बूढ़ा
person
भगवान
when
की
there is a
भक्ति
lot,
करे,
and an old
तो
person does
अगर
the same as
भगवान
well.
को यदि ये ऑप्शन आए कि
And
पहले
if the
किसको
Lord gets
दर्शन
an
दूं,
option that
मैं
whom
देख
shall
सुभान
he give
दर्शन
his
दूं, तो
audience,
भगवान पहले
honestly,
जवान को ही
I
दर्शन
say that
देंगे।
the Lord will meet the youth
एक
first.
जवान लड़का यदि कोई
A
भक्ति
young
करता है
boy,
तो
if he performs
भगवान
devotional
तुरंत
service,
प्रसन्न हो जाते हैं।
then
इसलिए
the
भगवान
Lord
क्या कहते
immediately
हैं,
becomes merciful, happy,
चौबरी ऋषि को
satisfied.
भक्ति करने में
So,
60,000 वर्ष
for
लगे,
example, Chobri
लेकिन
Rishi
5 साल के
performed
बाद
austerity for
ध्रुव
60,000
6 महीने में
years,
भगवान को प्रकट
but
कर दिया।
5-year
सीधा
old
दृष्टांत है
Dhruva
आपके सामने।
got an audience with the
देखिए,
Lord in just 6 months. So there is
जिस
this
उद्देश्य को
great
प्राप्त
example.
करने में 60,000 वर्ष लगा,
So the
लेकिन
goal that
ध्रुव
was
ने
achieved
जब
by
6 महीने
60,000
करने लगा,
years by a sage was
देखो
achieved by
जवान पर
six
भगवान की
in
कृपा
six
भी
months
इतनी
by
होती है
a
और जवानों में
child,
ताकत भी होती है।
because the Lord is more merciful
अगर
and they have
बालक में ही यदि
the
हम चले,
youth also have the strength. So if we
राम
take
जी
a
के
leaf, another
बालकपन
leaf
में
from Ramayana, so
महर्षि
in
विश्वामित्र
Balkan, Lord
दशरथ जी
Vishwamitra,
की सभा में आए।
sage Vishwamitra comes to
दशरथ जी ने
Dashrath ji,
स्वागत आदि पूजा की और कहा कि
the assembly, and he was venerated and
विशेष
welcomed
कारण
warmly by Dashrath ji, and he
दशरथ
says,
जी ने
what is
कहा,
the purpose of your visit?
विश्वामित्र जी
And
ने क्या कहा
what does
कि
Vishwamitra ask?
असुर समूह सतावनी मोरे, मैं वन में यज्ञ कर रहा हूँ और उस यज्ञ
Says that
में
I'm performing
असुर
fire
सता रहे हैं,
sacrifices in
मेरे
forest and
यज्ञ में
I'm
विघ्न दे
getting
रहे हैं,
disturbed by the demons.
तो मैं तुम्हारे पुत्र राम और लक्ष्मण
So
को लेने आया हूँ।
I want to take your sons
दशरथ
Ram
जी ने
and
क्या कहा,
Lakshman.
आप मुझे
And
ले
what did
जाइए,
Dashrath ji reply? You
विश्वामित्र
can
वज्र की
take me.
माला से मेरा
Vishwamitra ji
वंश कहीं
said
नाम
in
मत
Gujarat
सुधारे।
that this is not
बाकी दशरथ जी ने कहा
appropriate
कि मैं
for
आऊंगा,
old
राम
people.
लक्ष्मण को छोड़ दो,
So he says
राम
that
लक्ष्मण
you
को
should
छोड़ दो,
leave
मैं आपके
Ram
साथ
and
आता हूँ।
Lakshman.
विश्वामित्र
I
कहते
will
नहीं
accompany
आवश्यक है,
you. But Vishwamitra
हमारे
said that
युद्ध जवान
it's
छोकराओं
not
को
suitable for you. We
हमें
need the
युवा
youth.
पीढ़ी चाहिए। आचार्यों ने, गुरु ने, भगवान ने, किसी ने भी
Scholars
मांगा
and
तो
spiritual
युवा को
masters,
मांगा,
and the Lord has
जवानों को
asked
मांगा।
the youth or the
दशरथ
young.
जी ने इतना भी कहा कि मैं मेरे
So
सैनिकों को
Dashrath
भेंट
said that
नहीं करूंगा,
I
जब
will
तक
send my
मुझे राम
huge
और लक्ष्मण
army.
नहीं चाहिए।
But Vishwamitra ji said that
हम
I
इसको
just
लोग एक
want Ram and
व्यवहारिक
Lakshman.
दृष्टि से भी देख सकते
So
हैं
if we see
कि
in
भगवान के चरणों में
the
जब हम
material
फूल
platform that in
चढ़ाते
the on the
हैं
lid of the Lord,
तो हम
and we
ताजा फूल
offer
चढ़ाते हैं या
the
मुरझाया
flower
हुआ
on the feet of the
जिसमें
Lord, so
सुगंध भी नहीं है, जो
do we
खिला
offer
खिलाया
fresh
है,
flowers
ऐसा
or
फूल चढ़ाते
the flower that has already lost its
ठाकुर जी के चरणों में हम ताजा फूल चढ़ाते हैं।
charm,
तो जो
which has
ताजे
become old.
बच्चे हैं, ताजे
So we
बच्चे हैं,
offer
जब
fresh
भगवत
flowers.
सेवा भगवत
So
संकीर्तन
these
करते हैं
fresh
तो
flowers
तुरंत क्रांति होती है।
of
इसलिए
youth
हम
should be
माता
offered,
पिता का
then
भी
it will
धर्म
get
बनता है
revolutionized. So this is
कि
our
बच्चों को इस
responsibility as
प्रकार
parent
से
also, that we should
इस प्रकार से संस्कार दें और
give
बच्चों
them
के लिए भी
such culture
यदि हम
and
अपने
background
जीवन में
that
इतने सारे सब्जेक्ट इतनी सारी वस्तु लेकर बैठे,
they
एक
perform
सब्जेक्ट
devotional
छोड़ दें
service. So
और एक जोड़ दें, इसमें क्या
so
होता
we
है?
should just add this one more
ये
subject
बहुत
in
कमाल कर
their life,
जाएगी।
and it will
ये
revolutionize their
सारी
life.
बात मैं राम जी के इस संबोधन के ऊपर कह रहा
So
हूँ।
I'm just talking on this address of Bhamini of Lord Sri Ram.
भामिनी बाता मानव एक भगति करनाता। हे भामिनी, मेरा तो केवल भक्ति से ही लेना देना है। अब
He
मैं
says, "Oh Bhamini, I just care about devotional service." So I've just said so much about the youth. So the old will say that now we need not to perform. So shall we log off?
आपने तो केवल जवान जवान जवानी किया, तो हम बूढ़ों को कुछ करना ही नहीं है, तो हम यहाँ
So
से
we
लॉग
all
आउट
need
कर
not
दें।
to do anything. So
हम
shall
बंद
we
कर
log
दें
off?
भजन भक्ति। सुनिए
Shall
सुनिए,
we
रुको
stop
रुको,
devotional
बात करने
service?
के बाद जो
Just
करना है
wait.
कीजिए, मुझे ये पूरा समझा लेने दो आप।
Let me explain this further.
जवान कौन है, पहले ये
So
भी
who
समझना
are
है।
young? So we need to understand that as well.
बात की गई है कि औरों
When
की बात की गई है।
are they talking about the age, or
मेरी
is it
दृष्टि से या
something
राम
else
जी
they
की
want to discuss?
दृष्टि से
In
शरीर
reference
से
or
कोई बूढ़ा
view
होने
of
वाला
Lord
नहीं
Sri
होता।
Ram or me,
अब देखो
it's
बाबा
not
लोगों के
about
लिए,
your
उम्र जो है ना
body.
उनके लिए, शरीर से कोई बूढ़ा जवान नहीं होता। नहीं तो शबरी कोई जवान 16 साल की लड़की
Otherwise,
थी।
was
राम जी ने
Shabri a
शबरी को
16-year-old
दिया
girl?
भामिनी, तो शबरी के 16 साल की थी। शबरी भी अब जाऊ जाऊ થઈ રહ્યું તું।
Shabruchi was
शबरी
also
के दिन
on
तो
her
भरी
almost
गए
it.
थे, कुछ ही दिन बचे थे।
She has
तो
just few
शबरी
days left.
तो बूढ़ी है ना, शबरी
So
तो
she is an old
वैसे उनका
woman
जन्म कब हुआ, उनका
when she was
युवा
born.
कब था, तब अपना घर
Since she got married,
त्याग कर मतंग
she
ऋषि के
left her
पास
home
आई। कई
and
साल
came,
मतंग ऋषि के
took the
पास
shelter
रही,
of Patang Rishi
कितना
and stayed
राम
there.
जी की राह देखी, तो
And
शबरी
then she
बहुत बड़ी
waited
थी।
for Lord Sri Ram. So she has become
तो
old.
शबरी माता बूढ़ी है
So she
और
is
राम जी उसको
old woman.
भामिनी कहते हैं।
But she's addressed as Bhamini
तो
by
यहाँ
Lord Sri Ram.
शरीर से मतलब नहीं, दूसरा
So
अर्थ समझिए।
it's not talking in the reference of the age. Here
भामिनी
you
माने
should understand the
जवान।
meaning. Bhamini means
हो
young.
सकता है कि शबरी माता
It's
उम्र से
possible
बूढ़ी है,
that maybe she might be
लेकिन
old
शबरी
by her
माता
age or years,
अपने
but
मन से, अपनी
Mother
बुद्धि से
Shabri,
जवान है।
by her mind and
किसे
intelligence,
कहते हैं
is
जवानी?
quite young.
भगवान के लिए या भगवान की प्राप्ति
What
के लिए
is the youth?
कितना भी
So to
समय
attain
लगता
the
है,
Lord,
फिर भी
whatever time is
जिसके अंदर
required,
सब्र हो,
but still a person who
सब्र
has
कहिए
this
ना,
patience,
जिसके अंदर सब्र हो उसे शबरी कहता है।
that is referred to as Shabari.
सब्र हो जिसके हृदय में, सब्र माने धैर्य,
So
जिसके
Shabar
अंदर
means
धैर्य हो,
patience.
धीरता हो, उसे शबरी कहता है।
That is
तो
Shabari.
असली जवान कौन है?
So
शरीर
who
से
is
मतलब नहीं, शरीर कितना भी
the
बूढ़ा हो,
young in
लेकिन जिसके
actuality?
हृदय में धीरता है
So a
वो
person
जवान
who
है।
has patience is
जो
considered to be
धीर है
young.
वो जवान है। आपने देखा होगा
Might have seen
जो जिसकी ज्यादा अधिक उम्र हो जाती है ना,
an
उनकी
old
इंद्रियों में
person,
धीरता नहीं रहती,
they don't have much patience in
उनके
their
मन में
senses.
धीरता नहीं रहती, उनकी बुद्धि में धीरता नहीं रहती, उसकी वाणी में कंट्रोल नहीं रहता। ये
They don't
सब
have
होते
any
हैं।
control on their speech
लेकिन 60,
or
70, 100
senses,
साल के होते हुए भी
and they're all
जिसकी
old.
इंद्रिया धैर्य है वो जवान है,
But if a
जिसकी बुद्धि में
person
धीरता
who
है वो
has
जवान है,
control on their tongue
जिसके
and
मन में,
senses
जिसकी
is young,
इंद्रियों में धैर्य है,
who-
वो शरीर कितना भी बूढ़ा हो लेकिन फिर भी वो जवान है।
so no
शरीर
matter
के
how
अंदर
old they
धैर्य
might
है,
be,
धीरता
but
है,
they will be
इसलिए
considered
शबरी को
as young.
भामिनी कहा जा रहा है।
Therefore, she is referred to as Bhamini.
सो धैर्य होना चाहिए, धैर्य, धैर्य
and it is a sign of
जो
youth.
शबरी के अंदर ये धैर्यता है, सो भगवान रामचंद्र शबरी को कहते हैं कि देवी तुम
So
चिंता मत
Lord
करो,
Ramchandra
मेरी
tells
ये
that
स्तुतियों से और ये ज्ञान से, ये श्लोक से कोई
I
लेना
don't
देना
care
नहीं है।
about the
जाति प्रथा से तो
venerations
मेरा मेरा तो
or
भक्ति से
your
लेना देना है।
clan or
फिर
your
ये रामायण
class,
आगे कहता है,
society, etc.
लेकिन
And further, he
भक्ति
adds the glories of devotional service. He replies,
नर सो हई कैसा, बिना जल बारिद देखहि जैसा, नवदा भक्ति कहाऊं तो ही पाही, नवदा भक्ति कहूँ तो ही पाई, सावधान सुनू धरु मन माही, सावधान सुनो धरु मन माही। मैं एक दिल की बात कहूं,
let
रामायण
me
की
share
मुझे अमृत
a secret.
समान लग रही है।
This
आपको
chapai appears to be nectarian.
कैसा लग रहा है, लेकिन जैसे ये गाते
I'm not sure how you're feeling,
समझते हैं, मानो
but
अमृत
by
का।
listening this and understanding this
राम
is
जी
like
कहते हैं शबरी
feeling
जाति
the
पाति से
nectar
मेरा
of
कोई लेना
Lord's
देना
words.
नहीं,
He
मेरा
says that I
भक्ति
don't
से
care
लेना
about
देना
the
है।
society or clan. I'm concerned
यदि
about
भक्तिहीन,
devotional service.
यदि भक्ति से कोई हीन है,
And if someone doesn't
नर,
perform
देखो
devotional
यहाँ पर
service,
नर की बात हुई है, नर
so
माने
he's
मनुष्य,
talking about nar, that is
कुत्ते
human.
गधे बिल्ली,
He's
बिल्ली
not
की
talking
बात नहीं
about
है।
animals,
मतलब राम जी की
donkeys,
एक्सपेक्टेशन,
cats, dogs,
भक्ति से
etc.
जो
So
एक्सपेक्टेशन
the
वो
expectation
उनसे
of
नहीं है,
devotional service by
वो
Lord
किससे है, नर से है,
of Lord
मनुष्य
is
से है।
not from the cats, dogs, etc.,
तो
but from humans.
भक्तिहीन नर,
So he
भक्ति
says
बिना
bhagati
नर
hi nar.
सो हई
So
कैसा,
a
भक्ति बिना
person
जो हई है
devoid of
कैसा लगता है।
devotional service, how does
राम जी
it
कहते हैं
looks?
बिनु जल बारित देखे ही जैसा,
Pinu
बिनु जल
jalabari the
जल
dekhu
बादल,
jaisa. Barit means the cloud.
बादल में जब जल भर जाता है,
When
वो
the
घना
cloud
जल भर
has
जाता है,
water
वो
and
घना
it
मेघ जो जल से भरा
is
हुआ मेघ
overfilled with
आता है,
water,
बड़ा सुशोभित होता है।
then it looks beautiful.
लेकिन बिना जल का बादल
But a
इतना
cloud
शोभायमान
without
नहीं लगता,
water doesn't look
सुशोभित
that
नहीं होता,
beautiful. He is
सुंदर
not
भी शोभा नहीं
decorated.
है।
He
तो
doesn't
बिना
look
भक्ति
pleasant
मनुष्य
or
वैसा
beautiful.
ही लगता है
So
जैसे
without devotional
घना जल
service, a
का बादल।
person appears to be like a cloud
देखिए
without water.
किसी एक जगह पर रामायण में
So
ही
in
लिखा
one
है,
place in Ramayana
भक्ति
only it
बिना
is
नर
mentioned.
सोहत कैसा, भक्ति के बिना नर सोहत कैसे, भक्ति के बिना आदमी कैसा
Without
लगता
a
है,
devotional service,
लवण
how does a
बिना
person look?
बहु व्यंजन जैसे। तुमने सुना
Lavana
होगा,
bina bahu
ये
vyanjan.
आपको फिट आएगा,
So this
क्योंकि
will
दिल
fit
की बात में अपना
because
थोड़ा सा अंडरस्टैंडिंग ज्यादा है।
we have more
बादल
understanding
वाले
in
में,
regards to
एक्चुअली राम जी
food.
ने तो बादल वाली बात की, बादल वाले में शायद
Although the Lord has
समझ
told
में ना
about the
आए,
cloud,
लेकिन एक
but you
खाने
might not
वाली बात
understand it.
आपको अच्छे से समझ में आएगी
But you will
कि
understand in
भक्ति
reference to
बिना
food
नर सोहत
that
कैसे, लवण बिना बहु व्यंजन जैसे। भक्ति के बिना
so
हमारा
without
जीवन
devotional
कैसा है,
service,
तो कहते हैं
our
नमक बिगर के
life
भोजन
is
जैसा।
like as if a
आप
food
कितना भी
without
अच्छा
salt.
ઊંધિયા,
No matter
આપણે વાણીથી જ
how
બનાવતા હોય તો
much
પછી સારું જ
good
બનાવીએ ને, ગાંઠિયાનું
food
શાક શા
you
માટે?
cook.
कुछ लोग तो इतने माइंड से गिरे हुए होते हैं कि सोच भी ऊंची नहीं रखते।
Some people don't
सोचना
even
नहीं है तो क्या
imagine a good
करो,
thing.
सोचो ना
If you
यार।
want to imagine, then at least
મેં તો
imagine
તમને કહી
something good.
શકત કે ગાંઠિયાનું શાક કરીએ,
Goodness,
સેવ ટમેટાનું શાક કરીએ અને એમાં
that
મીઠું ન નાખીએ,
let's
પણ
do.
હવે બોલવું જ છે તો ઊંધિયું જ
Sure.
લગાવીએ ને, હે?
So why to speak about Gathia?
તો માની લો, અને એ તો સુરતનું
We'll
લીલું ઊંધિયું।
talk about the green
જય हो। तो
ondhiyu.
हम
So
बहुत अच्छा ઊંધિયા बनाओ,
is there a
આપણે
beautiful
ગુજરાતની ઊંધિયા
ondhiyu,
નથી બનાવતા, એવી આપણે
and
દાળ બનાવી હોય, હે?
if we
तो
have
कितना भी
a
अच्छा ऊंधिया
Gujarati
हो,
dal,
उसमें
so no matter how
बटेटा
much
होता है,
ondhiyu you will have,
वो
so it has so
मटर
many
भी होता
things.
है,
You
उसमें
have
आलू भी होता
peas,
है, बैंगन भी होता है,
potatoes,
ऊंधिया में लगभग वही
brinjal.
होता है।
almost all the vegetables are there in ondiyu. That is a Gujarati mixed vegetable.
વડી હોય વડી તો સ્પેશિયલ આવવી જોઈએ તળીને
And then there is
વડી
this
હોય
dumpling,
ઊંધિયામાં ये
and
सब
there is so
हो
much oil, and
लेकिन अगर
everything
ઘી
is
न हो
there.
तो
But if there is no
મીઠા
salt,
ન हो તો એ તમારું
then
ઊંધિયું બે પૈસાનું નથી
there is no
अब
value
नमक तो दिखने
of
में
the
बहुत
own
छोटा होता
that
है
mixed vegetable or
क्वांटिटी
the.
बड़ी कम होती
So
है
the salt is
अच्छा
so
हमारे
less
मतलब
negligible,
दाम में पैसे में भी नमक का इतना
and it
वैल्यू नहीं
is
है
very, very cheap as well.
लेकिन कितना भी अच्छा
But
भोजन हो
no matter
उसमें
how
नमक
good the
न हो
food may be,
तो
but
भोजन
it is devoid
स्वादिष्ट
of
नहीं लगता
salt, then you won't be
तो
able
हमारे
to
जीवन में
enjoy
भले
it.
रूप हो
So
रंग
in
हो
our life also,
पैसा
if we
हो
have
मिलकत
beauty,
संपत्ति गाड़ी बंगले सब कुछ
wealth,
हो
opulence,
अगर
everything,
भक्ति न हो
but
तुम्हारा जीवन
if you
में
don't
तो
have
जीवन
devotional
जैसा है
service,
भोजन जैसा है
then our life is like with
ये समझ में आया
food without salt. Did you
अब
understand
इसमें
this one?
મને ડોંગરે બાપા
So
યાદ આવે
let me
આપણે
give you
કીર્તન
another
સાંભળતા
analogy
હોઈએ
from Dongreji Maharaj.
ભાગવત ભાગવતના ભાસ્કર જેને કહી શકાય
He is the son
શરીર તો
of
મહારાષ્ટ્રનું છે પણ
Bhagavatam.
ગુજરાતી
He
ભાષામાં
had
ભાગવત
this
કરે
body of
આ
from
તો
Maharashtra, but he
કાર
used to
વિવાહનો
speak
વિષય
in
હતો
Gujarati.
પણ કેવું પડે ડોંગરે બાપાએ
Dongreji Maharaj had bought
હજારો
this
માણસોની વચ્ચે જેણે ભાગવતને
Bhagavatam
પ્રસ્તુત
to
આ
thousands of
યુગમાં
people
મધ્યકાલીન
and
યુગમાં
presented in
એવા
the
ડોંગરેજી
Kali Yuga.
મહારાજ કહેતા ને મને એને સાંભળવા
So
બહુ
he used to
અવસર
say,
મળેલો
and I got an opportunity to heard
કે
him
ભક્તિ
or hear
વગરનું
him.
જીવન કેવું
So he says that our
ડોંગરેજી
life without
બહુ
devotional
સરસ
service is like
ગુજરાતી
how,
બોલે છે ભક્તિ
in a
વગર
simple Gujarati language, he
ભક્તિ
says.
વગર આપણું જીવન કેવું
So
તો
he used to
સાકર
say that our
વગરના
life,
શીરા જેવું તમે કેટલો
so
સરસ
our
શબ્દ
life without
બોલ્યો
devotional service is
તમે
like
પછી રવાનો
a
શીરો કરો
sweet
કે પછી ગોળ
without
કરો એને પછી તમે શેકો ને એમાં દેશી
sugar
ઘી
in
ઘી
it.
નાખો ને તમે
So
એને
no
શેકો
matter how much
બધું अच्छा गोल नहीं
ghee
नाखવાનો का तो इसमें आप सब कुछ डालो लेकिन
or
शक्कर न
nuts
हो तो
you add, but if
तो
you
भक्ति
don't
वगર
add
આપણું
sugar
જીવન
or gur,
કેવું
then
સાકર વગરના શીરા જેવું
how will it
અને
taste? So
ડોંગરે
this
બાપા
is
પાછું એવું કહેતા
the,
કે જે દિવસે મારા
the
અંદર
life without
ભક્તિ
devotional
આવશે
service.
નહીં એ દિવસ વાંજ્યો કહેવાય
And he says that the day we don't
જે દિવસે
perform
પ્રભુના
devotional
દર્શન
service,
ન કરીએ
that
પ્રભુનું
day
નામ ન
is
લઈએ એ
futile.
દિવસ
When we
મારો
don't take an
વાંજ્યો
audience
દિવસ
of the
કહેવાય
Lord, with the Lord, or we don't perform devotional service, then that day is futile or worthless in our life. And today Ramji is saying, Bhagati heen narasoi binu jal barid dekhe jaisa. As if the cloud is without water. A cloud without water just shouts. It doesn't sense even a drop of water. So that is how a person is without devotional service. He has no glory. So nobody might have, but some people might not have understood it. Otherwise, let me ask you a question. Ramji, why is he telling the 9 limbs of devotional service? Is she not aware? Does she not perform devotional service? She performed devotional service. That is why the Lord came to her hermitage. So there might be this question that why is he sharing this knowledge with Mother Shabri? Because and after that she was liberated. So already who is to attain the abode of the Lord? How? Why do she need a counsel on the limbs of bhakti? So in these verses, Lord Sri Ram is sharing this to Mother Shabri. What is the mood behind it? So how did it started? That, oh Lord, I want to venerate you, but I'm unaware. So Lord Sri Ram says that, and she said that I'm a fallen of the fallen women. And he says that I don't concern about the class or category. I'm only concerned about devotional service. And without it, a person cannot be decorated. And why do you need to venerate me? There are 9 types of bhakti, and you already have all these in you. That is the mood of Lord Sri Ram. So he's not telling her to perform these limbs of devotional service. He implies that you need not do anything, because you already have devotional service and all the 9 types are in you, or are present in you. And lastly, Lord Shri Ram says that whatever I have said is already there in you. So I just want to tell you that although he is speaking to Mother Shabri, but it's not for her, it is for our reference or to teach us. Otherwise, people will say that it is for Mother Shabri. So he's saying to her, why should we care about the same? So she doesn't need it. But through the medium of Shabri, he has counseled the 9 limbs of devotional service, and he established that, Mother Shabri, you have done this, and that is why I am standing at your doorstep. So if anyone wants from this Amrit Charcha to be, for me to be at their home, then they should perform these 9 limbs of devotional service. That is the mood of Lord Shri Ram. Otherwise, people might say that they have spoken the 9 limbs of devotional service, she didn't perform it, she didn't do anything. So she doesn't need to do it because she has already done it. So she has completed, and we have to start by listening and understanding from Lord Shri Ram. What does Lord Shri Ram says?
नवधा भक्ति कहूँ तो ही पाही, नवधा भक्ति कहूँ तो ही पाही, सावधान सुनु धरु मन माही, सावधान सुनो धरु मन माही। और एक लोचा है, ऊंधिया खाया, अब लोचा खाओ।
So here there is another point. So he says here,
एक बार महामंत्र बोलेंगे, हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा हरे राम राम
3
राम
बार बोलना पड़ेगा।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
भक्ति कहूँ तो ही पाई, सावधान सुनो धरु मन माही। क्या कह रहा था मैं? લોચા, હા લોચા, આ ખાવાથી જો આ બધું કરીએ ને તો બધું યાદ રહે, રાઈટ? સો હા, मैं ये कह
so
रहा
what was I saying? I was talking about locha or a controversy here. So what does Lord Shri Ram says? He says that, let me speak to you the Navadha Bhakti, that is the 9 limbs of devotion. So the question might be that why only 9, not 10 or 11? 11 is the auspicious figure, or either you can say 2 dozen as well, or 64. So is it only of 9 types? Just let me know. How many types of devotional service are there? So if someone asks you that you are the follower of the eternal dharma,
तो भक्ति कितने प्रकार की
or
है?
you're on the path of devotional service. So how many types are there of devotional service?
रूप गोस्वामी
Sripad Rup Goswami
अमृत सिंधु में कहते हैं
in Nectar of Devotion describes,
असंख्या ही
he says, Upaya Asankhya
प्रकार
hi.
की है ये कोई
So
नहीं बता सकता
nobody
क्योंकि
can
भक्ति
count how many types of devotional
असंख्य है,
services because it is
असंख्य
innumerous.
प्रकार की कोई नंबर नहीं लगा सकता भक्ति
So
हजारों
nobody
प्रकार की,
can
करोड़ प्रकार
put a
की,
numbering.
जितने लोग हैं उतने
So
प्रकार की भक्ति हो
the
सकती
number
है।
of people are there that types
तो
of
भक्ति
devotional
असंख्य
service
है।
can be performed. So it
तो यहाँ
is
राम जी नवधा ही क्यों?
innumerous. So why Lord Sri Ram is referring to only 9?
फिर आचार्यों ने कहा कि असंख्य में
Then
से 64
Acharyas
जो
say
है भक्ति
from these
64
the
प्रकार की है।
64 types are major.
असंख्य में से 64 इतिहास में लोगों ने की, मतलब जो प्रमाणित, मतलब क्या कहेंगे, मतलब जिन भक्ति से भगवान लोगों
So
को मिले हैं,
the
उसको
devotional
पाने में
service by
राजी
which
हुए,
the people have
तो
attained the
नोट किया
Lord.
कि असंख्य में से
So it
64,
was
ताकि
noted that
राम
of all these innumerous, the 64, so that people can avoid confusion.
64 भक्ति।
So Ramji could have said
शबरी के पास टाइम
this,
कम था, आप लोगों
that Shabri had less time, like you all,
को इंटरनेट वाईफाई डेटा लेकर बैठे थे कि बंद करना है,
that we have to
64
just
घंटे बैठे थे।
close the net now.
तो राम जी ने
He
असंख्य
could have
भक्ति
told
नहीं
about the
कही,
64
64
or
नहीं कहा,
innumerous
उस 64 में
devotional
से 9
service,
प्रकार की भक्ति कही है।
but he told about the 9
तो राम
types.
जी कहते हैं कि नवधा
And he
जो
says
कहूं तो ही पाही, उस असंख्य या 64 भक्ति में से
that of
शबरी
these
में 9
innumerous
प्रकार की
or
भक्ति
64,
कहूंगा,
I will
लेकिन
tell you about 9. But
सावधान सुनू,
Savadhan Sunu, O Shabri, O my listeners, O devotees, you should listen with caution. So we used to have this physical training period, and the teacher's name was Praveen Bhai. And he used to say, Savdhan, and we used to stand straight, and nobody used to see him. Everybody used to be like a statue, straight, standing straight. Inwardly, we used to curse him. When will he tell peace?
तो मतलब सावधान यहाँ राम जी कह रहे हैं, आप देख रहे हैं ना, सावधान होकर, तो शारीरिक रूप से देखा जाए तो
So the matter of body,
होकर,
it means that you should
जैसे
be.
आप लोग इसमें से कुछ लोग झूलते हुए सुन रहे हैं,
Some people
टोटल ऐसे झुक गए हैं, कुछ लोग
have
जो हमारे गोवा से,
yeah.
तो बेचारी माता को तकलीफ है, वो तो टोटल सोते हुए ही सुन रही है, हैं? तो राम जी देखो एक एक बात कह रहे
So
हैं कि मैं
Ramji is saying that I'm going to speak, so you should be careful, cautious.
ढीले ढाले सोते हुए, लुढ़कते हुए, खाते पीते,
Drinking or
कुछ
eating.
लोग कहते हैं कि प्रभु
Some people say that
है ना, जब भोजन बनाते हैं ना तब आपकी कथा,
when we cook, at that time we listen to your Katha.
यही
When I
कॉम्प्लीमेंट
went
हमको मिली, यही हमको सुनने
UK, everybody complimented the same or said it. When we are about to listen, sleep, we listen to your Katha. I just said, if you had heard in the afternoon with priest, when the third came, when we drive, that time we listen to your Katha. So whenever you have some spare time, only that time you think to listen. The time that is unusable, that time you use or listen. But I still feel happy that at least somewhere I am useful. But here Lord Sri Ram says, when the Lord himself is speaking, so the philosophy here is all the work of devotional service, no matter how you do, with mellow or non-mellow, with love or without love, but the more cautious we are, the more we will be benefited. Do you understand? So no sage will tell you that you should not listen to the katha while sleeping or cooking. So rather than not listening, it's still better. But the more you become careful, cautious, then it will be more beneficial. Therefore, Lord Shri Ram says, Savadhan, that is, beware, cautious. So, Savadhan here means to focus all your senses, mind. So, whatever I'm going to speak, you should listen carefully with a focused attention. And there is one practical thing here. And what I'm going to speak to you, O Shabri, Savadhan sunu, aur dharu man mahi, that is, you should keep it in your heart. So, whatever Ramji is going to speak to Mother Shabri, he says that you should listen with caution and you should wear it in your heart. So, all these learnings, teachings in Katha should be held in your heart. So, some people keep them in paper, but some people write in paper so that they can just share it to others, cut, copy, paste. So all this devotional service work should be in our heart. This word on paper should not remain on paper. It should be imbibed in our hearts. So we are making notes, etc. It's good, but we should not forget that Lord says that you should listen with caution, or dharu man mahi, and you should carry it in your heart. So it clarifies that devotional service is a subject of heart. Where shall we keep devotional service? So it has to be in our heart. Because we are unable to sustain it in our heart, that is why we keep the chanting beads in our hands. We use our hands to perform devotional service. We walk to the temple to have an audience. So this is just a secondary thing. In Bhagavad Gita, what does Lord Shri Krishna says? He says, Man mana mad bhav bhakto. He's speaking only about heart, heart, and heart. As Lord Ramji is saying here, in the end, dharu man mahi, you should keep it in your heart. So this devotional service is the one that you should perform through our heart, mind, and soul. So Arjuna says that the heart is fickle. I can control the air, but I cannot control my mind. So Krishna says the second option. So first is that we should do it from our heart. If we are unable to do that, then then, O Dhananjay, O Arjuna, you should practice devotional service. So fundamentally, we should focus our heart and mind. But if we are not able to do that, then we should practice. Then, if Arjuna says that, then no. Or but. So this but is very, very dangerous. I wanted to do it, but. So when Gajendra meets this magar, that is crocodile, then if in speech also, if it comes, then this kal will eat us up. I want to chant, but. So Arjuna says that if it's not possible, then Krishna says the third option is first is to do it with our heart, mind, and soul. And then we should, if not, then we should do it with our senses. Then whatever you do, your business, etc. But then you should at least offer the fruits to me, because you're not going to leave your business, work, etc. You do whatever you do, but at least offer those fruits to me. But this is the third category. We should not be stuck on this point. because we are not able to do the other two. That is why we are performing this karma marg. But we should gradually progress and reach to the level of bhakti yoga or devotional service. Then only it will be successful. So here Lord says, you should sustain it in our heart. So whatever I'm going to speak, you should keep it in your heart. So you can put it in paper, YouTube, etc. But we keep it everywhere. We keep the link and we keep on the paper as well, but we don't keep it in our heart. So Ramji says that no matter wherever you keep it, but it should be there in your heart. And now he reveals the Navadha Bhakti, or 9 limbs of devotion.
Santana Karasanga Prathama Bhagati Santana Karasanga Prathama Bhagati Santana Karasanga Dusararati Mama Katha Prasanga Dusararati Mama Katha Prasanga. राम जी प्रथम भक्ति केवल एक लाइन में सरल बात कि
So,
प्रथम
in a very simple language, Lord Shri Ram says, Pratham Bhagati Santan Kar Sanga. So the first limb of devotional service is what? Santan Kar Sanga. So what rocket science is it? So what is the rocket science? Let me understand. So each and every word, the mellow is to be contemplated on. So the first limb Lord Ram has kept is to associate with devotees. Santan Karsanga. So here he is speaking about 9 limbs of devotional service. Have you heard? Are you aware that who all have spoken all these 9 limbs of devotional service? Just listen. In Bhagavatam, these 9 limbs are spoken by Prahlad Maharaj. It was mentioned through the medium of Prahlad Maharaj. And there the 9 limbs are Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. So there the first limb is Shravan. But here Lord Shri Ram has said something else. He doesn't say Shravanam, he says Santanha Karasanga. And further, here the 9 limbs are shared. Lord Ramji himself in Ramayana has spoken about the same. So in Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj says, and Ramji has spoken prior to Shabri, and there also the first limb is Shravanam or listening. Even Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion has mentioned listening or Shravanam. And our Gauriya Acharya LalGovindDas has also mentioned as listening.
पाद सेवन दास्य रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दासयवि लाश रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरणार वृंदरे। सो गोविंद दास जी ने नवदा भक्ति का वर्णन किया। तो वहां भी प्रथम भक्ति श्रवण
So here
सिंधु में किया, तो नवदा भक्ति में वहां भी प्रथम भक्ति
in
श्रवण राम जी ने किसी एक बार किया,
Nectar of Devotion, and Lord Ram himself has also said about listening, and Prahlad Maharaj also has told the first limb as listening or Shravanam. But here, to Mother Shabri, while counseling her, Lord Ramji says the first limb before that is Santanah Kar Sangha. So the first is to associate with devotees.
किसका संग करना?
So whom shall we associate with? That is the stages. So how did this word Sant came into existence? So this came from Sat. So, so this Sant word is from word Sat, that is truth. So a person who is truthful, we can call him a truthful person. We cannot call him a sage or a saint. Please listen carefully. So let me share this word. Santan Kar Sangha.
ये है संत। ये जो ऊपर स के ऊपर जो टपका है ना, टपका जमता है संत।
So this
वो टपका निकाल दो तो क्या होता है? सत। एक होता है सत और
so
दूसरा
one
होता
word
है
is
संत।
Sat and
इसमें
other
जमीन
is Sant,
आसमान का, वो
but
टपका
they
यदि गिरा दो
have
तो इसका अर्थ
a
अलग हो
huge
जाता है।
difference and the meaning completely
सत
changes.
और संत में क्या फर्क है?
So what is the difference between Sat and
जिसके
Sant,
अंदर
that is
सत है,
truthfulness,
नहीं है कि वो संत
and
है।
sage
मान
or
लो
saint?
कोई
So it's not necessary that a truthful person would be saintly. So if someone is truthful and he always speaks the truth and he is on the path of truth, but if he speaks bitterly, then he won't be considered as sant or a sage. So this is the value of this. If you listen 1 or 2 hours, then you will understand. So this vowel here,
एक्चुअली उसका प्रोनाउंसिएशन होता है साउंट।
the actual pronunciation is samt.
वो कंस नहीं बोलते,
So they don't say comes, they say comes, comes.
तो ये तो जो जेन्युइन लोग हैं वो लोग ऐसा सब बोलते हैं। हमारा तो सीधा 18 के बाद सीधा 20 ही आता है, बीच का रेगुलेटर ही नहीं है। तो सन नहीं तो बोलते साउंट। तो संत वो टपके की बड़ी महिमा है।
So this
कोई ऐसा
vowel is very valuable here. So if someone says,
किसी के अंदर युधिष्ठिर महाराज को आप क्या मानते हो?
what do you consider Yudhishthira Maharaj?
युधिष्ठिर महाराज में सत है कि नहीं?
Doesn't he has truthfulness in him? He is the principles of religiosity personified. He's the epitome of truthfulness. So he is a saint. But when he gambled, that time he lost his saintliness. So this dot or this vowel fell down. So now from saint he became truthful. So a person who has taken the shelter of truthfulness, he is only truthful, he can be considered as a saint. A householder, if says that you tell about charity in gratitude, and it is very glorious that we should do it, and I have so much wealth, but I am not able to do that, then what will you consider him to be? He is speaking the truth. He is truthful, but there is greed attached to the same. Therefore, he could be truthful, but because he has greed, he can't be considered saintly. If a person speaks the word of Vedas, but if he speaks bitter, If there is bitterness, then can't be a saint.
सत मार्ग पर है, सत स्वीकार किया है, लेकिन उसके अंदर
If he is
क्रोध
in the
है,
path of truthfulness, but
संत नहीं।
if he has anger, then he won't be considered
दिखने में
saintly.
सन्यासी है, भगवा धारण
He
किया
looks
है,
like
बड़े-बड़े मंदिर, बड़े-बड़े
a
काम कर
sannyasi
रहे हैं,
and he
लेकिन
performed
अंतकरण
great,
के लिए
great
थोड़ी सी
deed.
पॉलिटिक्स आ गई,
But if there is little politics, then
वो संत में से टपका जो ऊपर का
they
अनुस्वार
won't be
है, वो
considered
निकल गया।
saintly.
सत है, वो अच्छे
The
आदमी,
truth is
अच्छे
that
काम,
they're good
समाज
people, they're
सुधार,
doing good
सब
work,
कुछ
they're
मानेंगे,
doing social welfare,
लेकिन
etc. Everything
संत
should be
का
considered.
विरुद्ध
But
उसे नहीं मिल सकता।
he won't be considered saintly.
संत का विरुद्ध तो वही धारण कर सकता है
A
जिसमें
saint
सत भी है
can be considered
और
only
सत के
when he
साथ
has
साथ
truthfulness, and along with that,
उनमें अनेकों गुण भी
they
हैं।
have other qualities as
तो
well.
ऐसे संत किसे कहते
So,
हैं?
such a saint
जिनके
is
अंदर
who
वह गुण है, उसी
and
का
who has
सेवा
these
करना,
qualities,
यह है
and to
प्रथम
associate
limb।
with such
तो
is the
आज
first limb
भक्ति
of
भक्ति
devotional service.
की भूमिका नवदा
So,
भक्ति
we
की
have just
भूमिका
laid the
और
foundation
कथा
of the
भक्ति को
first limb.
स्पर्श किया। कल हम इसका विस्तार करेंगे,
So, tomorrow we will
जितना
listen
समय है
in great detail.
इसे विनम्रता से
Whatever time
समझने
we
का
have,
प्रयास
we
करेंगे।
will try to
समय हो
understand with
चुका है, कुछ
all
अधिक समय
humility,
हो
so the
चुका है,
time is
तो
taken little
क्षमा
more time.
कीजिएगा। आप
Please
सभी
forgive me
भक्तों
for
का
the
बड़े
same.
धैर्य
You
से
all have
इस
been
कथा
listening
का
with great
श्रवण किया।
patience.
आप सभी भक्तों का धन्यवाद।
So I'm
विशेष
really
रूप
grateful
से
to all of you. I
इस कथा
especially
को
want to
आयोजित करने
thank
वाले
the
पूरे
organizers
परिवार
of
को
this Katha,
भूरी
the
धन्यवाद।
Patni family. I'm really grateful and
मैं
thankful to
मेरे
you.
अष्टांग प्रणाम करूंगा प्रभुदास
I would
भाई
offer
को,
my humble
भरत जी
obeisances
को,
to Ashtang
कि
Prabhu,
इतने वरिष्ठ भक्त
that
होकर
he
के
is such a
मुझे
exalted
इनको
devotee,
सुनना चाहिए,
senior devotee. We should
इनके
listen to
आशीर्वाद
him.
से
But by
इनकी
his
वजह से हम
mercy
कथा
and
कर
blessing,
रहे हैं।
we
तो
have been
इसलिए उनको
speaking the
उपस्थित
Katha,
रहकर
and he himself
इस
is present
सेवा को,
today
इस कथा की
and
शोभा बढ़ा रहे
has
हैं। सो विशेष
bedecked this
प्रभुदास भाई को
assembly.
और भूरी भूरी
So
धन्यवाद
my
हमारे
special
योगी बाबा को,
obeisances to him, and
योगेश भाई को,
our
कि
thanks to
परिवार में एक
Yogesh
छोटा है
Bhai.
लेकिन सबको
Although he's
इकट्ठा
the
कर
youngest,
देता है,
yet he
सबको एकत्रित
gathers
करके एक
everyone
साथ
together.
मिलकर
He brings everyone
कथा में
together.
लगा देते हैं, सेवा में लगा देते हैं। तो आप सभी भक्तों का भूरी भूरी
So
धन्यवाद।
I'm really
इसी
thankful
प्रकार
to
से
all
आने
of
वाले
you.
दिनों में
So
कथा सुनेंगे, जीवन में धन्य
we'll
करेंगे।
listen
आइए
in the
एक जय
upcoming
जवान के
days
साथ
and
हम प्रथम दिन की
benefit our
शुरुआत
lives. So
करेंगे।
let's conclude the session with Jai Jawan, Jai Jakhar, the first day of the Katha.